Old Rasputin, Old Rasputin, Old Ross Singer. Hey, it's Brainmuffin here with the beer review, and here we have from North Coast out in Northern California, Old Rasputin. Now this is a beer I haven't had in a long time, never checked it into Untappd, as you can probably see right here, even though I've had it before. It's been a long time. And for reasons no other than the name, I associate this with an old co-worker of mine. He's not old, but well, I guess he is in his 40s nowadays. But Ross Singer, and I'll try and tag him on Facebook when I post this. He went by Rasputin as a nickname for a while, and I don't remember why, but I always associated this. So this is named after a priest who, according to the chronicles, was poisoned, didn't die, was shot, still didn't die, was rolled in a carpet, dumped in the river, and apparently died of drowning. I mean, there's like a whole slew of things. He was very close to, oh, what's her name? This is the Tsarina of Russia, the last Tsarina. And so there were some royals that were trying to, and had an influence on her, and he was kind of a mystic, even though he was a priest in the Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox Church. And so they were trying to remove his influence on the Tsarina. Oh, but this is a nice, good stout. It has nice roasted malt right on the nose. Almost a slight nuttiness with it. And this one is definitely bottle conditioned, or at least natural carbonation. So I'll have to pour the rest in later. Look at that head on that. Nice, very dark color, almost black, like it should be a good stout. And this is not, I don't think it's a Russian Imperial Stout. I think it's just a regular stout. Brewed tradition of the 18th century English brewers who still applied Russian court. So it is, of Catherine the Great. Old Rasputin was a cult following. So it is supposed to be a Russian Imperial Stout. So, because it doesn't say on here. Oh, it does, Russian Imperial Stout right on there. So it's going to be higher in alcohol content than a regular stout. It should have a thicker feel. It should be more of a roasted malt, a dark roasted malt, almost burnt. The bitterness can come from hops, but it should come from the dark malts. Yeah. And if you have this, and say compare it to a Guinness, the Guinness is going to feel really watery. So this one, because of the foam, I mean, look at the head on that. I mean, that's like, you know, you get that when you put Coke in vanilla, like a float or something. But that is, oh, it's fantastic. Slight alcohol warming on the back end, especially as it goes down late. It's 9% alcohol, so it's probably a little rushed on the fermentation to get that. But it's a deep roastiness. I mean, this really wants to be a dessert beer. Have it with a nice pungent cheese. I mean, you could do a float if you want to kind of put a little bit of sweetness in it. It's not a sweet stout. It's not a milk stout. It's not a dry stout. It's a very hearty Russian stout for those hardy Russian winters and the Russian people and their strength. So it really, even afterwards, the vapors in your mouth, almost like you want to chomp on some roasted malt. This almost, like I said, this deep roasted, somewhat nuttiness. This probably has some caramel malt in it. That's probably about a 70 love bun, maybe an 80, and it's going to give you that really roasted nutty aroma and flavor, and a tiny bit of sweetness and a darker color. Man, I mean, that is fantastic smell. Nice, my head that's going to stay. That'll stay, and it'll just hold on to the glass all the way down. It's a nice one. 45 degrees is what you want to really open this beer up. 50 if you really want to push it. Because cold, it's going to be just this bitter bomb and be like just this almost burnt flavor. So to me, there's only one other Russian Imperial Stout that I like better than this one, and that's Stone, and I don't even know if they make it anymore. I haven't seen it in a long time. So to me, this is a solid 5. I mean, this is, for this style, this is a very, very good example. It's a solid 5 in my book, and oh, I got a badge, so middle of the road, level 33. This is, man, like I said, this is good. This is a solid pint. So this is, if you want a beer that is very close to style and it typifies the style, Russian Imperial Stout, this is one. The one I like about with the Stone is it's a little more chocolatey, a little less on the burnt maltiness, and it's 10%, and it ages well. I don't know if this ages well. I've never tried to cellar this. Maybe I'll get a bottle and try and cellar it a little bit. I don't think it comes up as, we can double check here really quickly. I mean, after all, we're just wasting card space. So I didn't see, yeah, it doesn't come up as multiples with years. So I don't know if anybody's ever cellared this beer, but maybe I'll look into it. That malt, that really hearty maltiness is going to, roasted maltiness is going to tone down, but it doesn't have any chocolate notes, so I really don't know how balanced it'll be over time. So there you go. Have you had Old Rasputin? Do you like it, not like it? Is it too burnt? Does it taste too much burnt coffee? Or sometimes people get tar, sometimes people get bitter tobacco out of these dark malts, because they have an intricacy of flavor, and you've got to have a clean tongue, so make some cheese with it. But you could have a nice hearty cheese with a sharp cheddar or something like that. But really, this is just sitting around talking to friends, having a good time around a fire. Have something sweet at your own risk. That might be too much of a difference. This will really taste bitter after, say, marshmallow or something. But there you go. All right, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking the like. Thanks for sharing. We've gotten even more requests for some beers. I'm looking stuff for Washington State. Maybe have some stuff sent my way, and I'm going to be definitely looking at Jungle Gyms. And we've got number 200 coming up, and we'll see what we're going to do. All right, bye. You can't stand behind the camera and laugh. That's why they say quiet on the set. See, it's aimed wrong. It should be this way more. Because the lights, I really need to be centered under the lights. I keep messing with it. All right.